Hey, y'all see that cat right there? Y'all see that cat right there? Watch as I walk up to him. Let's see what he does. Let's see if he lets me touch him. See what he's doing? See him walking away? See him? See him? He will not let me get close to him even though I've been feeding him for years. Now then, it's 11:36 a.m. January the 25th, 24 days ago. 24 days ago, I had first one city marshal by the name of Saxton, okay, came up here wanting to harass, accost, and insult me because I fed that cat right there. I dumped the food on the street on the ground. So he come rolling up. He said, "Well, why you throw that food on the ground like that?" I said, "Well, you know, I'm feeding the cat that's been living underneath my house for years." "Okay, well, I still don't understand why you threw that food on the ground like that." So I told him again. I said, "Okay, I'm feeding that cat that's been living under my house for years." So he said it again. "Well, okay, well, I don't understand why you threw that." Well, you know, after 3 or 4 times of this same thing going back and forth and me giving him direct answer what I was doing, finally I decided this man just here to start a fight, just here to pick a fight because he's a bully with a badge. So I say, "You know what? You have no right to be here assaulting, accosting me, or harassing me in any way, form, or fashion." "Well, I'm calling my sergeant, then we'll talk." So good 15, 20 minutes or so later, the sergeant comes rolling up with his lights and sirens going, mind you. The guy called him 23201 Avenue K. And the sergeant gets out. I said, "Sergeant, I'm feeding the cat underneath the house. I've been living there for years. I've been feeding it for years." He said, "Well, you can't do that. That's against the law." Well, it is not against the law. Now he has violated my civil rights through harassment and official oppression, okay? So he violated my civil rights on January 1st, and they ruined my holiday, okay? Now, y'all do remember that the day that they wrote me that ticket, I took a bunch of pictures, showed y'all a bunch of garbage on the street and all that good stuff. Guess what? Let's just take a look. 24 days later. Now remember, this shit was here for 3 or 4 weeks already before they came here and wrote me a ticket for feeding the cat and said nothing to these people. Y'all remember that big mirror that was there 24 days ago? Look at that. That was up there, but the people threw it down here. Now, let's just take a look in the grass there. Let's just take a look. Trash, trash. This is litter, okay? This is litter. This is litter. The food that I put down on the ground for that cat that was gone 5 minutes after the Gestapo soldiers left, okay, that is not litter. This is litter. That come from there. That's my house over there. Okay? But see, that came from there. That's the We Buy Ugly House people. They can do whatever they want. Nonetheless, I see that crap is still there 24 days later. The city marshal said nothing to them. But they're going to come here on New Year's Day. Sitting right there in that parking lot. He was sitting right there in that parking lot. When I walked off my porch, I came out on my porch, I looked over. He was sitting right there staring me down. City marshal, young guy, little fat little punk, okay, staring me down. So I'm wondering why in the hell is he sitting there staring me down like that. So I walked off my porch, and as I started walking off my porch, he started rolling out that parking lot real slow. So I walked off my porch to the street, and as I did, he cruised by me really slow because I stood right there until he cruised by me, okay? He cruised by me, and as he cruised by me and his rear end was there and his car was at the front, I started to cross the street. And as I started to cross the street, y'all see that cat? And there he is. Hey, he's over there. Or she, that's a she. But anyway, I started to cross the street. As I started to cross the street, I was going real slow. I was calling kitty, 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 kitty. That cop was rolling across the street right here, real slow across the intersection. By the time I got over here, the cat was halfway across the street. I dumped this food. That cop was only halfway through that intersection, only halfway, because he was going so slow. He wasn't taking his eyes off me. He was watching me specifically, wanting to cause me a problem. Why? I don't know. Maybe because I called them and I harassed them about the yard full of trash, and the yard full of trash where this crap was there for several months, and I had a dope fiend out here in prostitution every night, found dope out in front of my house, and they was just allowing it to go because those are their construction workers working for the We Buy Ugly House people. Not going to work with me. No, you better take that crap off the street and leave those of us who are law-abiding citizens alone. But at any rate, as I crossed this street, I dumped that food right there. Dumped that food right there for that cat. And the cat was halfway across the street. The city marshal stopped middle of this street right here and did an abrupt U-turn and stopped me right here before I even got back across the street. Cat had already run back under the house. Stopped me right here in the middle of the street, right here where I'm standing, and started harassing me. And then the rest of the story goes just like I told you on the front. He say, well, I don't understand why you threw that on why you throw that on the street like that. I said, well, I'm feeding the cat. Just been living underneath my house for years. Well, I don't understand why you throw that on the street like that. Well, I'm feeding the cat. They've been living under my house for years. Okay, well, I still don't understand why you threw that on the street like that. So I said, man, I'm feeding the cat, maybe the birds, you know, God's animals. He said, okay, well, I still don't understand why you threw that on the street like that. So I said, okay, you know what? You have no right to be accosting, assaulting, or harassing me in any way, form, or fashion. And then that's when he called the sergeant. When the sergeant got here, you know what? Take their body cam footage and look at it from the time they first made contact with me. As soon as they said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm feeding the cat that's been living under my house. Should have been, okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kennedy. Have you a good day. Happy New Year's. No, they did not do that. They insisted on running my holiday through harassment, intimidation, and official oppression. And that's a fact.